Okay, so let's say you've gotten comfortable moving this around and you can play. Okay, you can play D, G, A. So that's one category of things to work on. A different category of things to work on is introducing the right hand. And I think there are a bunch of different patterns you can do. And there are two main things I'm doing with the right hand. One of them I sort of call atmospheric, and the other one I sort of maybe would call like syncopated or punchy or dancey. And they fill different roles. So for example, I'm going. When I'm playing like that, I would call that more atmospheric because I am giving a feeling. And yes, it totally matters when I play the right hand, but mostly it's sort of filling it out, it's adding chords, it's being background. It's generally somewhat lower energy. And then the other thing I would do is add sort of punchy syncopated things. So when I'm doing that, it's much more, I do a lot of upbeat emphasis, I do a lot of little short things, and it works pretty well for dancing. It adds a lot of energy. So let's talk about how we get into doing that. So I keep my sort of rock steady. When you're practicing that, you can read a book, you can try and have conversations with friends. You want this to be totally automatic. I did a lot of practicing things like this when I had a little tiny baby, and I would like hold the baby in one hand, practice rocking octaves or practice footwork or other things. Little babies often love this, mine did. Okay, for the right hand, I think a good way to start is do your rocking octaves. So I'm just doing it on every downbeat, not every downbeat. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then I can make it more complicated. You can keep adding interest. So what's worth doing is trying to get these patterns to where you can, again, get them to be pretty automatic. So I think when I'm practicing one of these, I'll have some. So when I was starting to learn how to do this, I would be doing this, which took me a while to get this very steady. And I would, and there were some patterns that I already had, and others that I didn't. I would pick something that was just on the edge of what I could currently play. So maybe I could currently go. And then what I couldn't do was something like, I don't know. Sorry. So because I couldn't quite do that yet, I could still like do it very slowly. Actually, maybe I couldn't do it very slowly. No, sorry. What I would do is I would practice it with just my right hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd practice with my right hand, and then I would work on bringing in my left hand without messing up my right hand. And the first few times I tried it, I would just get it horribly wrong. And if I still got it wrong more than about 10 times in a row, I would just come back in a different session. It's amazing how much you learn between sessions. When you're not even playing the instrument, your body just sort of consolidates what it has learned. And when you come back, things that were way too hard for you might feel a little too hard, or even just at the edge of what you can do. So I would practice it with the right hand. And then bring in the left hand. And one thing that you might do is try and go very slowly and figure out which pieces land on which bits and count. That never worked for me, but that does work for some people. So for some people, going and then go, that can work. I found what I was just doing there way harder than playing it at speed. For me, I play very intuitively. I play with the feeling of it. And when I play it slowly, the feeling is totally different. And the things that feel good slow feel bad fast, and vice versa. So I don't practice in that way, but many people do practice that way and find it very useful. So I think just lots of practicing, left hand by itself, right hand by itself, together, progressively harder and more complicated rhythms, and then practice moving between the rhythms.